Today I want to show you how to make a very simple burlap wreath. Burlap wreaths are very simple to make, and you can make them customized for just about any holiday. The one I'm making here is for St. Patrick's Day, but you could clearly use different decorations and colors for any holiday that you wish. I went to the craft store and got a wreath form, and normally they come in a small, a medium, and a large size. I got this one at Michael's craft store, and this is their medium wreath form. Also, you can find pipe cleaners for securing your wreath in colors that almost identically match burlap. But again, because this is for St. Patrick's Day, I didn't mind if some color peeked through, so I'm using green pipe cleaners. You'll notice that on the wreath form, just about every half a foot, there's a little wire that crosses the 3 vertical wires, and that's where I'm using to mark that I'm going to make a loop. And so I'm attaching pipe cleaner to each of those spaces before I begin. Then I got 2 rolls of burlap, and I'm going to put them right on top of each other, as you see here. So it almost looks like I'm using one roll, but actually they're on top of each other, and I just sort of let them roll out. You can see that there. There's one on top of the other. And I'm going to start my wreath by just attaching to the first pipe cleaner, getting it twisted on there, and you'll see there's a little extra piece here. I'm just going to tuck that in. No one will see that. It will be in the back. And so you can see I've put 2 loops here. They're tied. I'm going to go on to make my next loop. And when you make the loop, you want to kind of eye it, make sure it's about the same size as the others. And I'm going for about 2 fists high, so I'm going to eye that. And when you put the burlap down and you tie it with the pipe cleaner, you have 2 options. You can make your loop and then tie it or twist it and then cut with scissors the rest of the pipe cleaner, the extra pipe cleaner off. Or you can twist it again and pull the pipe cleaner through the back and make another knot. I do that because I just think that it makes the wreath a bit more secure, but you can certainly cut off the pipe cleaner once you've twisted it on there. So you'll see here I'm making sure that the loop is just about the same size as the loops that I've made before. And I'm going to pull it down on the wreath form and just pull the little pipe cleaners up, tie them, twist them around, push them back to the back, and then tie them. And you'll see that I've done this the whole way around the wreath. So you're just going to go ahead and do this. If you find that you made one loop too big, you can always redo it. It's a very forgiving craft. Then when you get to the very end, you're going to have extra burlap. So you're just going to cut it off and do what you did in the beginning and either pull it to the wreath and then secure with a pipe cleaner, or you can just stick it through the wire, which is what I did. No one is going to be able to see that from the front, so I kind of just stick it right through the wire. Here comes the fun part. Okay, so here's the part where you're going to see why you wanted to use 2 sheets of burlap on top of each other. You're going to grab the top sheet of burlap on one of your loops and then the bottom sheet, and you're going to pull them in opposite directions. So say you do the top one to the left and the bottom one to the right. Then on the next loop, you're going to do the top one to the right and the bottom one to the left. So you're kind of going to take turns fluffing out the burlap to opposite sides. Doesn't need to be perfect. You have time to go back in and change it a little bit. But basically, you'll see on the right here, I've done that switching, and on the left, I haven't yet. And you'll just see that it makes each little loop look like it's made of a bunch of other little loops. So it's a lot prettier. Here it is. The whole thing done. I used a burlap, piece of burlap for the ribbon, but you could just get a store-bought ribbon. Go ahead and glue gun on any different decorations you'd like. Another idea would be to put places on the wreath where you have Velcro and then have another corresponding piece of Velcro onto the things you put on the wreath. You could switch it out for holidays if you did that. So at Christmas, you might have Christmas decorations that pop on the Velcro, and then for St. Patrick's Day, you could have other stuff. I really wanted a dedicated St. Patrick's Day wreath, and so here it is. I love it. It's super easy to make, super cheap. I hope this helps.